Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Lady Calamere. And happy Lupercalia and happy Valentine's Day. So I'm doing my 224th presentation on the Egyptian god Ptah. And with me right now, but they're not on camera, is the Joker and Jamboree Jack. So this is my third attempt at trying to do this video with all the chaos with the cats. So, anyways, Ptah. Who is he? He's an ancient god of Egypt. Who's his parents? He has no parents. He rose out of the noon, the watery noon. And in the cult of Ptah, and which his main worship places were Memphis, Egypt, and Thebes. And he created the cosmos, the world, everything in it, and the gods and goddesses through thought, and then he spoke it into existence. So this god is seen he can be confused with another god, Osiris, aka his Egyptian name Asar, because he has looks similar in some ways. Like sometimes you'll see Osiris wrapped up as a mummy. He is also wrapped up in mummy wrappings. And he also is pictured with green skin. He holds the Jed column as well as the Ankh. But you'll notice something that Osar does not have. The blue lapis lazuli skull cap. He has many, many epithets. So, his epithets. there are many, but I'll repeat a few that I know offhand. He is called the Ancient One, the Sculptor of the Earth, the Celestial Artificer, the Primal Power, Father of the Beginnings, he is also called Lord of the Sky, the Dweller on the Horizon, Lord or Father of the Beginnings. So Lord of the Beginnings and Father of the Beginnings. The Ancient One, the Father of Fathers, the power of all powers, Lord of the two lands, meaning the upper and lower Egypt, Lord of the two lands, the God of sunrise, he whose youth is continuously renewed, God of the shining eyes, the Lord of truth, what was the other name? Okay, he is a hearer of prayers, the Lord who has a beautiful face, or he who is beautiful of face. Either one is correct. He who created the two lands. He of the hearing ear, meaning he hears prayers. The sculptor of the earth. Fashioner of the firmament. Fashioner of the sun and the moon, the master of metals, as well as the Lord of the metals, the divine craftsman, he whose head is in the heavens, he whose feet are on the earth, the opener of the way, the opener of the mouth, he who speaks things into existence, Lord of stability, I'm trying to think, am I missing anything? Well, there's so many names to him. This God has so many names. So his planetary powers, he has two of them that he represents. Saturn, as well as he's solar. So he can be put into the the Saturn. Oh God. I think my cats need to be put in a sanitarium. No, that's so wrong. Planetary powers is Saturn and the sun. So he is associated with bulls, especially Apis bull. The Apis bull was special. His stones, gemstones or stones, definitely lapis lazuli. Minerals, he's a lord of minerals and lord of metals. So especially gold is a good one. Diamonds, emeralds, malachite, so he is the god of metals and minerals of the earth. So if you think of a nice stone that would represent him, especially the ones that I said, and there's probably a few more, then go ahead. If you feel sodalite is his stone, even though he has the lapis lazuli, fine. That's fine. So he is the patron of all artisans, craftsmen, and those, you know, if you construction, you could be an artist that works with the potter's wheel. You could be an artist that paints. So if you build things, even through a 3D printer now these days, if you do this work of art, whether it's building a house, whether it's, building the inside of the home, whether you are creating a blueprint for a building or a home, he is definitely a god to call on to help you. He's the opener of the mouth. It is said that you can use his power to bring life to your statues, to bring the deity in. He's the opener of the mouth, and he opens the mouth when person dies so they can live in spirit. He's the opener of the way. So he's a good god to remove obstacles barriers that are in your way. So think of Abre Camino spells. He's the one that gives life to projects, the meaning to life. To find your true will, your destiny. Oh no. Don't tell me you're turning on the... Oh, I thought they were about to turn on the TV. He's the opener of the way. So he can help even energize a crystal or a stone. So if you work with crystals and stones and you want to energize, breathe the word of Ptah. And yes, it's pronounced Ptah, not Ta. The P is not silent. So Ptah, like you're spitting. Ptah. So it says that every single divine word that came to fruition from the heart of Ptah, and through his tongue, this God has commanded it to be. So anytime a handicraft or an art was created or done, and through his command, it can have energy, like a life. You could speak, like you can empower it, a rock or a piece of artwork, with an entity through his help. He can help you make an elemental or an entity to help you do your will. So you can make an entity to protect your home, an entity to, for whatever reason, he can, through his command, you can speak it to be. So you can align yourself with Ptah and his energy and power and speak things to be. So Ptah was later seen by the Greeks as Hephaestus. The Romans saw Ptah as their Vulcan. So the Greeks saw him as Hephaestus, and the Romans saw him as Vulcan. But again, they are not the same gods. Now, another symbol he holds is the Tet. T-E-T, the Tet. His colors: green, blue, especially lapis blue, gold, and black. He is a god to open the way, to remove obstacles. Again, I'm going to repeat this. He's a god of beginnings, especially to start over again. He's the god of second chances, creativity, art, sculpture, building something. He's a god of great power. He is a god of thought, turning your thoughts into manifestation. Basically thinking something, saying it, and then let it be done. As my will, so mote it be. So he is a god of magic. He is He is a god of chants. Chants, chanting. So he could be also a god associated with japa mantra, to speak something into existence. He is a god of willpower, spirituality, transitions, creativity, to wishes to come true. He's the hearer of prayers, and he is also a healer. Ptah is a healer. His high priests were called Lord of the Master Craftsmen. Again, his high priests were called Lord of the Master Craftsmen. He was the god of pharaonic power. He is the god of minerals. He is the god of boat builders. Again, all this craftsmen, architects, and all this stuff are through him. He's also deals with the power of the fertile land. And the ritual and the sacredness of the Apis bull were to him. His days, his self-celebration. Well, actually, it's coming up, March 15th. March 15th is the day, his day. His other days that were feasts and festivals that were associated to him is November 16th and December 16th. September 5th, and July 12th to the 13th. So July 12 and 13 are his days. So his herbs and trees, the moringa tree, his herbs would be, or his, almond. Well, actually, it's a nut, type of nut, almond. So the moringa and almond were associated with him. Now, another thing that he holds sometimes is the manet. And that's also another symbol that belongs to Het Horet Hathor. She's called Het Horet in Egypt. Ptah is also portrayed as different ways, like a bearded mummy, close-fitting garments, or wrapped as a mummy. Here he has more like the close-fitting garments. As you can see his feet there. So he could be wrapped as a mummy or close-fitting garments. When he's, if he's in the mummy, his hands are the only things that's projecting out. Now, another thing that he also said to hold are builder tools. His wife is Sekhmet. his children, Nefertum. Later, Mahis, that he's associated with a kid. And later on, Imhotep, who later on becomes, he was a great architect. And he becomes deified and said that he is the child, truly the child of Sekhmet and especially Ptah. I usually just associate with Ptah, so. But Imhotep is not evil, okay? I know some people have seen the mummy and Imhotep is this evil guy, but no. Imhotep was associated with the Greek Asclepios. And Asclepios was a divine healer, in which Imhotep had powers to heal. How long have I been talking? I only feel like I've been talking about like 10 minutes. And this is my third shoot of this. So, he is God of words. So, if you're writing a book, again, he turned his thought into words, into creation. So, we think about what we want to write. We can say aloud what we want to write as we type it and make it so. So if you're an artist or if you're having a creative block or a writer's block, call upon Ptah to help you get the words out. He will help you. He is a God of communicating what you want to do and what you need to do and what you need to have in your life or build in your life. Maybe you want to build a happy family. Maybe Ptah will make my cats less crazy. Let's hope that. He's also sometimes either standing or seated upon a throne. He has a bald head. And he wears a skull cap. He also bears the was. O-U-A-S, was. Sorry, so go back into your notes. Again, I'm not using a script, okay? I don't write notes. This god is also seen with a ceremonial beard. Or a pharaonic beard. Ptah's offerings, what do you want to give him? Well, some of his offerings would include wine, almonds, liquor, beer, people offer him mead now, so. You can offer him bread. Bread is always a go-to with the Egyptian deities. Any type of bread. You can think of naan bread, white bread, whole wheat bread, raisin bread, fruit bread, whatever. Sprouted grain bread, fancy smancy bread, ordinary plain regular bread, homemade bread, store-bought bread. Honey cakes. Cake is also a good idea. Can't go wrong with chocolate. Fresh water, of course. incense, and anything with almonds. So you think, also think of chocolate almonds, chocolate covered almonds, uh, you know, almond flavored foods. It was pretty cool with him. So Ptah was worshipped in human form as well as animal form. The apis, like the bull. The bull was the male bovine. Can't say a male cow. There's no such thing as a male cow. The cow is a female. Heifer is a female. The bull. So you can put images of the bull and different precious metals on his altar to represent him, his different powers that I was talking about, his different colors. He is a God that brings things into life, so he deals with life, and he also helps one to pass when they die. He's the opener of the mouth. Well, hi, Miss Kitty. How you doing? We got another kitty here. Miss Kitty. My old lady. Yeah, you're an old girl now. You grew up so fast. I remember when you were just a little 7, 8 month old kitten. So anyways, back to Ptah. I got ADD here with kitties. So Ptah was at his height, his pinnacle of his godly career of importance during the first 3 dynasties of ancient Egypt. So, what happened? On the 4th dynasty, he began to wane. He hit his height and then he started waning. But he had a comeback. This god had a comeback in the New Kingdom. And the New Kingdom is when he went up again. And he became elevated to the status of dun, 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 the Egyptian state god. So his importance went, it's like, you know how those actors sometimes they, and then all of a sudden they're huge. So yeah, he had his state of decline, but he grew in power. So even during the New Kingdom, his main cult was and always was Memphis. That's what his main thing. But then he became worshipped elsewhere, like Thebes, as I said, as I forgot, Abydos, and then even in Nubia. In Nubia, he became worshipped. So during the Ramses II, paid particular attention to Ptah, and Ramses II had commanded that temples be built for him in Nubia at what was it? Gurf Hussein, Abu Simbel, and El Der. So Abu Simbel, Gurf Hussein, and El Der, EL-DERR. So eventually, these temples kind of started many, many, many years later. During the last few years, by the building of the High Dam at Aswan. The temple of Gurf Hussein began to disappear under the waters of the Lake Nasser. So I just thought that would be interesting to know. Now, Ptah became associated with Soker and Osiris, where he became Ptah, Soker, Asar, or Ptah, Soker, Osiris. Ptah Hotep, meaning the peace of Ptah. Hotep means peace. Hotep means in peace. So also Ptah is good for you to create sigil magic. So if you're into chaos magic, sigil magic, whatever magic, he can help you create amulets. He can help you create talismans. He can help you draw sigils. Now look at this. This god can help you create sigils. This is the Summit Collection. So if you're doing maybe making a sacred ceremonial mask, making your own ceremonial robes, he can help you with that. Empowering your Grigri bag, empowering a spell bag, creating when you carve a candle, you're carving images and sigils, you can ask Ptah to help you create it and also bring energy and life and power to your work. And when you light it, you could say, in the name of Ptah, I thought of this. In the name of Ptah, I speak this. In the name of Ptah, I could manifest this. So mote it be. Something like that. So Ptah can help you with creating a life for yourself. So anyways, what else do I want to speak about Ptah? There is so much. Oh God, my brain is drawing a blank right now. Another thing that he sometimes seen is, if you can see it very clearly. Oh, you see the top right here of that scepter? He is also said to hold the Waz. And the Waz is a thing of power. It's a staff of power. Something that you will see that the god Set holds. Hi Loki, we got another visitor. We got Loki Lofison. So he's also shown to hold a Waz. Sometimes he holds the symbol of pharaohship, the crook and the flail. That's another thing he can hold. So now, sometimes on his clean shaven head, he wears a disc. That is so he wears a disc over his head and has two feathers. So there would be a disc and a feather here and a feather on either side of the disc. Now, this feathered disc is similar or resembles the crown that is upon the head of Osiris. And again, sometimes Ptah's shoulders are covered. And actually, you can see it right here that, well, kind of. It should have a thing. It's almost like the manette. I don't think they did it right. Hey, no hissing. Bad boys. So the manette he can wear, but it has a counterpoise to it, so that doesn't have a counterpoise. So, but sometimes he wears a manette around his neck. Sometimes he stands upon a plinth that is shaped for the hieroglyph for the goddess Ma'at, which means he stands upon truth and order. He stands upon law and order. Upon truth. And there's also another thing, that representation that was used as a measuring tool, a measuring rod by the workmen. So I just thought that would be a particular interest for those who are learning about this god and wanting to worship him. He is a hearer of prayers. He hears your prayers. He listens to your prayers. And again, he who is a beautiful face. No, Loki, you don't start hurting Jack. No, don't hurt Jamboree. Leave him alone. Leave Jamboree Jack alone. Come on, let's go play. Apparently you want to play. You want my attention. Even though I'm trying to do a presentation here, you don't care. Blah, blah, blah. Hang on. Hang on, I gotta get you your toy. Your new toys. Come on. There you go. There you go. Sometimes Loki gets bored and he wants to play. Doesn't matter if I'm trying to eat or get ready to go out. If I'm eating breakfast or eating dinner, he wants to play, he wants to play. That's all. So, oh my God. Oh, my Ptah, right? This cat really knows how to distract sometimes. No, no, no. Loki, don't be mean. He didn't do anything to you. So anyways, Loki's being a little shit. God. So I'm trying to look up his hieroglyphs. I should have wrote it down. Whatever. His name Ptah. Really? No. No. Loki just made an appearance. Loki was like, what's the name of the god you were talking about? It's me? I'm the god you're going to talk about. It's all about him. It's all about Loki. One of his meanings that seems to be his name is the power captured in form, the energy captured in form. Right? And Loki was like, "You're talking about me, right? Because it's all about me and not about you. It's about Loki." So, oh boy, you really threw me off. Oh God. Oh, who loves Loki? Ptah also dealt with pharaonic right to rule and the jubilee of the king. And it was said if the king can walk around his palace, that he has a right to rule. But if he got old, he had a right to hire a walker to do it for him, to still state that he is unable to rule. Like, wow. So no matter what, he can rule. So that's another thing, the king's jubilee that was associated with him. So, what other things can I talk about Ptah? Other than he is also dealing with healing and speaking into existence health. He is also dealing with, as I said before, fertility. Sorry, I'm becoming a little bit more repetitive. Willie Loki, and here comes Miss Kitty again. I don't even have a place to. I have to keep watching because he might turn around and bite me. I don't like being bit. Ow! He bit me! Knew it the second I looked at Miss Kitty. I took my eyes off him and I got bit. I'm okay, people. I'm okay. And it just hurt. So, as a god of mortuary god, as a god of dealing with the dead or dealing with the funerary god, Ptah was fused with Seker, aka Seker, as well as Osiris. That's how he got the name Ptah, Seker, Osiris. So, again, the funerary rites. I deal with the funerary rites. It's like he's like, just chicken in on y'all people. It was actually a very beautiful statue. I think he's happy with this presentation. I've been talking for 44 minutes. Loki, what am I going to do with you? You're so cute. Just so people see you. Turn off the flash. Aww, look at him. He's so cute. Isn't he cute? Isn't you cute? Yeah, you are, you little fucker. You bit me in the hand. So we see that this God deals with truth and order and the creation of everything that is. So anyways, there's so much to learn about this God, and I want to thank you for your attention. I did get a little bit distracted. Kitties, the power of cats. So please subscribe to my channel so that it grows, and give me a thumbs up. Thank you to all my subscribers. I got 560 subscribers. Thank you so much. So anyways, this is season where we're at. A lot of kittens are being born around this time, and a lot of kittens are being sent to shelters or to non-kill as well as kill shelters. Don't just think about adopting from, oh, I'll only adopt from non-kill shelters. If you only adopt from non-kill shelters, and I've heard this, and I said, well, when you only adopt, not understanding, not supporting, shelters are going to euthanize. If they readily euthanize, I mean, let them get government money. I'm just not into giving an animal 24 to 70, to 24 hours or 74-hour period before they're put down. Okay? But if you only adopt from non-kill shelters, I'm going to tell you, those animals in the shelters that they get euthanized, they'll never be adopted, and they'll have 100% chance of being euthanized. No, Loki. So think about that. So, think about getting shelters. Sometimes you can get a free animal, depending. Some places are willing to give away free. Sometimes there's a day there that is sponsored by a certain company where you can get a free cat or a free dog or a free rabbit. So think about that too. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all. I'm going to be having more concerts coming up. So I'm going to have a lot more fun. And as always, ow, 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 Jack. He's getting excited. He's starting to play. And now I got Joker behind. Joker, don't hit Jack. So anyways, as always, blessed be.